to Tahiru Fentuo. Coming up on Rival Conversations on all the major talking points from the world of sports. It's a big weekend coming up, but it's an even bigger weekend that has gone by, or week that's gone by. Quite a lot of activity from the sporting world. Well, Saturday night, Boysen Isaac Dogbe lost his world title fight to Robesi Ramirez of Cuba. What next for him? Chelsea have a new interim coach, Frank Lampard. Can he follow suit? All of the achievements of Chelsea's previous interim coaches. Win the Champions League! Or what's going to happen? How has Chelsea arrived at this decision? And who is in pole position to take over as long-term coach? And as a Chelsea fan, how excited or not are you about this Lampard hiring? Does it make sense? Does it make sense to you? I'm interested. The Premier League takes center stage this weekend. A big game between Arsenal and Liverpool. Is that when the Premier League title takes a big twist? If Liverpool can win, will they win? Then suddenly Man City would be back in it in ways that they've never been all season. We'll look ahead to that. Karim Benzema has entered the history books. Another La Liga, El Clasico hat-trick for him. Back-to-back hat-tricks now for him in both League and the Copa del Rey. Ancelotti says he's in pole position to win the Ballon d'Or next season. What about you? Is he possibly the best player this season? Someone said he's not even the best player at Real Madrid this season. Show is live and interactive on social media. We are streaming on Twitter at our handle Joy99.7 FM on Twitter Spaces. We're also streaming on Facebook, Joy FM's handle, as well as YouTube. So you really have no excuse not to listen to us. Your conversations, your thoughts, your comments, your questions are all welcome using the hashtag Gameplan on Twitter. Let me hear from you. Hashtag Gameplan. You can also tweet at me at Fentuo_. That's what's ahead today. Plus, of course, your special segment of Pardon My Take. Last week, oh God. Last week somebody said somebody was a futsal player. There'll be small hit he catch for the Twitter there. This week I'm feeling like having a go at Pardon My Take. I feel it in my stomach. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my head. Liverpool must sack Jurgen Klopp. Okay, calm down, Fentuo, calm down. All right, anyway, the guys are here, the usual gang: Sitsofe, Daniel, Gary, and Muftawu, Nabila. Guys, welcome to the show.
Oh, Fentuo.
What is happening?
Oh, Fentuo. When the guy walked into the building, I looked at his shoe and I said, "What?
Are you talking about Muftawu, Nabila?"
Muftawu. Today, Charlie. Drip on drip. Mufti. Drip on drip.
Ask Muftawu, what's the brand of sneakers you're wearing today?
Don't look.
Not
You have to look.
Fentuo.
Yes. Sitsofe.
There's something I want to read.
No, there's an update to an important story that Sitsofe has. Very important. Before we begin,
Sitsofe.
because you wanted to slander him some way.
Go on.
So last Friday I caught a lot of heat
Me say
on Twitter.
Let me just say.
Got heat.
Wonya Mason.
You got a lot of heat.
This job I I hit my peak.
Hey, what did you say?
Wait, last Friday.
God has
Yes.
been good to him.
Last Friday.
Last Friday, yes.
When I did Pardon My Take, I told you that Man United might have just wasted £100 million on Anthony, who plays not football but futsal.
He's better suited for futsal. Yes, I remember.
And today,
prophetic Sito.
Only a few minutes before I got out of my car.
Okay, I'm listening.
Something said, pick your phone.
Pick your phone. It was a lot, my brother.
And I picked it.
Oh, he picked his phone.
It said, open Twitter.
Open Twitter.
And I obliged.
Oh.
As soon as I opened Twitter, it said, don't scroll.
Don't scroll.
Look at what is there.
Look at it.
And when I looked at what was there,
you leaned back and looked correctly.
this is what was there. And this is what it reads. It was my brother who took me to the futsal courts and taught me dribbling skills. I've got so much admiration and affection for him. I love him so much and will always see him as one of my idols. Quote unquote, Anthony.
So what you are saying is that Anthony.
Fentuo, excuse me, today's show. I have nothing else to say.
So what Sitsofe is saying is that Anthony himself
was working until comment.
What you are saying is that Anthony himself
has confirmed my
theory that he learnt his football.
Not you, my facts.
Oh, you are in the spirit.
He's confirmed my facts.
You are in the spirit.
When last week I was saying that Paddy might take, but the guy plays the thing like futsal, not football. People, my fans are saying that's harsh. The guy has just confirmed that
he learnt his football.
He didn't even have skills, so he was taught the skills.
No, Sitsofe, you know what he deserves?
His brother
said, do your leg like this.
Yes,
do your leg like this.
Taught him the skills. Not as if he had the skills. So he learnt the skills.
Come here, everybody.
It's about time you
clap for Sitsofe. Clap for Sitsofe. Oh nah, he's more there. That was not. Oh, Charlie. But you see,
prophetic Sito.
That was not the only reason Sitsofe caught fire on social media. This is math. He went on Spozo on Monday, and that is why the people really got your man.
That one too. Should I tell you what the scriptures do?
You want to hear? No, I am interested.
That one you don't want me to go into the epistles.
The spirit of the Lord has directed you to where?
You want me to go into epistles? Let's save that one.
We'll save that one. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. There is only one place to start, and that is Chelsea, because they have been in the news an awful lot this week. Quite a lot this week. Fired a manager, hired a new manager. There's so much going on at Chelsea Football Club. It only makes sense for us to begin there. But even before I forget anything else that I really have to say, I really want to do Pardon My Take. I really want to do Pardon My Take at some point. Agenda. So I'll hold my thoughts. But let's get into it. Over the week, Chelsea, of course, after the sacking of Graham Potter, Bruno Salter took over and in charge of one game. That was against Liverpool on Tuesday. That match ended 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. Someone called it the El Strugglisco. And indeed, that's how it turned out.
The El Ofusco.
Hey, your life look good.
El Ofusco. All Zukusco.
So that is when two Zukus
Anyway, so that match ended 0-0. Somebody said, well, those two teams could have played on for another 2 hours. Neither was going to score.
That body is you now.
They created chances. No one could convert. Chelsea, in particular, had the better opportunities. Just didn't know how to score them. Liverpool found a few openings of their own. But at the end of the day, 90 minutes, 0-0. And Chelsea stayed 4 points behind Liverpool. Now, yesterday, Chelsea confirmed that Frank Lampard would take over as interim manager. The conversation was that Chelsea were far advanced in negotiations with Julian Nagelsmann, and he was the man to take charge of Chelsea. There were also reports they had been in conversations with Luis Enrique and were reportedly very impressed with his plans to play a very expansive 4-3-3 system. There had also been conversations or reports that Jose Mourinho was contacted. Not the only one. Even Hansi Flick, his name was mentioned at some point. In the end, the two wise men at Chelsea decided at the moment what they need is an interim manager. And that interim manager is the man that was fired from his job just a few weeks ago at Everton, Frank Lampard. He left Chelsea in 2021 with the worst point per game average in Chelsea history.
Oh, stop! Don't attach so much emotions. Withdraw yourself small.
That's a fact.
Come out yourself.
I said
as a Chelsea fan,
he left Chelsea. He left Chelsea as the worst Chelsea manager in the Roman Abramovich era, with the worst points per game average than any other manager that Chelsea have had since Roman took over the club. Okay, this is factus. Even worse than AVB. AVB averaged 1.70 points per game. Frank Lampard averaged 1.67. Now, Lampard, yes, the numbers are in my head.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lampard went to Everton, sacked, of course, and he happened to come and watch Chelsea against Liverpool so accidentally, somehow, to take stock of what Chelsea looks like. And then 3 days later, he was named the interim manager and replaces, so the second worst manager in Chelsea history replaces the worst manager in Chelsea history in Graham Potter. 2 months now for Lampard to try and rescue anything that is left of this season. What's left of Chelsea's season? Champions League maybe? Because top four surely looks like it's out the window. Is this the right decision? And where are the owners' minds in making this decision? Situ, let me begin with you.
Yeah, Fent. I think that for the owners, they are writing off this season, and for even the managers that they want to appoint, they might as well also relax and ask all the relevant questions and maybe take the team when the season is gone, because you don't want to come into a club where you can't, for the same place you're going to use next season, you can't get your message across to them because you don't have enough time. But when you have a full preseason, you can bring in the players you want to bring in and start off with them. That is the ideal scenario for a lot of these coaches. So Lampard is a safety net. One, he knows the club. He knows some of these players. He's a club legend. Now, let's not forget that the only reason why Chelsea's bosses sacked Graham Potter wasn't necessarily because of the results. It was because the fans turned against the management or the manager.
Are you saying the results were not bad enough to sack him?
The result has been bad for months. The management wasn't just bad this 2 weeks ago. It's been bad for months. They kept faith with him because the fans had not turned. When the fans turned and there were chants at the home grounds of Chelsea against the manager, they realized that there is no going back, because it's only a matter of, if the fans do turn on the manager, it's only a matter of time before they turn on the owners. So they had to do away with Graham Potter. How do you then get the fans back on side? Frank Lampard is available, and they said in their communique.
How did he become available?
He's been sacked from Everton
for
failure to show progress. But how is Nagelsmann available? No. How is Enrique available?
No.
How is Tite available?
Even the Thomas Tuchel who came to win the Champions League.
How was Thomas Tuchel available?
Was available because
you've made the point. Yes. He was available because he was sacked for poor performance.
A lot of you Chelsea fans have not been fair.
Chelsea fans?
A lot of Chelsea fans have not been fair to Frank Lampard, and I'll come there, then I'll wrap it up. So what I'm saying is, the Chelsea owners know why they're bringing Lampard. He's a club legend. The fans will respond to him. He knows the place. He will know how to talk to them and everything. So between now and when the season ends, they've got somebody to just take them through. I'm not sure they're expecting Lampard to win them the Champions League. They're not expecting Lampard to win them the Premier League or get into the top four. But they expect somebody to come and bring a better atmosphere around the club than it was with Graham Potter at the time they were sacking him. And I'll say again, had the fans not turned...
Is this not a psychological thing? So they're trying to manipulate the fans then?
It's not, and it's good management. It is really good management, because think about it. If a new manager comes and in 3 games the results and performances are not improving, where do they go from there? The atmosphere at the bridge is still going to be the same. The manager is still going to be under pressure. The owners are still going to be under pressure. But with Frank Lampard, the excuse for all the Chelsea fans would be, after all, he won't be there next season, so let's wait for the new manager to come.
There's no guarantee he won't be there next season. Oh.
So what I'm saying, if he's not performing, the excuse would be, it's not going to be there next season. So what's up?
That's fair.
But if you bring a permanent manager and give him a 3-year, 4-year contract, and the manager doesn't do well now, you're looking at what to expect next season.
But you just said Chelsea have written off a season, so it wouldn't matter what the manager does now or doesn't do now.
It will, because if a new manager comes now and the manager is not performing, you're stuck with that manager. You brought in Graham Potter for 5 years. You said you didn't want to win now, but after midway through the season, you realize that, Charlie, 5 years with this guy is going to be something else. He's gone. If you bring a new manager now and he's not performing, then you have a looking into what the next season, the future looks like, and you're now doubting if that's the right appointment or not. So the Frank Lampard thing is psychological. It plays perfectly into the scenario. But this is where I say Chelsea fans, some of them have not been fair to Frank Lampard to a certain level, at a degree. Lampard, got his first job in the Premier League too early. From Derby, he came to the Premier League. But when he got to Chelsea in his first season, he actually overachieved.
Yes, he did.
Finished in the top 4, playing in the FA Cup final. The season that followed, he had a very terrible start to the season. Then he was sacked. At Everton, he saved them from relegation last season. This Everton team is a mess for every manager who goes there. So I think it's so harsh when at Everton they can sign players. At Everton they can. This is an Everton team that are on the verge of being punished because of breaching FFP rules and what have you. So if you want to analyze Lampard's performance with Everton, his first season with Everton was a success because Everton should have actually been relegated based on what they had. He kept them in the Premier League, and the season that followed, it's not his, when a team keeps flirting with relegation, it's only a matter of time before they are out. And that is where Everton are this season. Yeah, Shandite is more experienced. He might keep them up, but the future certainly doesn't look good for the club. So Lampard might have chosen the wrong place to go and continue after the Chelsea dismissal, but it was a club problem more than a coaching problem with Lampard and Everton. But Chelsea fans are like, oh, he was poor at Chelsea. He went to Everton, he was sacked. But when you analyze the different scenarios, you realize that he wasn't the most terrible coach in those times, but circumstances with, and of course, one of the reasons why Frank Lampard was sacked from Chelsea was because he didn't get along with certain people at the boss level and fell out with some players.
Performances were just poor.
Fell out with some players and he affected the performance. I agree, you get it. But Lampard's performance in that second season is not very different from Thomas Tuchel's performance in his second season.
His second season. Now how many matches crown of boy?
No, we are doing the mathematics.
Sure.
We are doing the mathematics.
I mean, he was sacked in
How many games did they
Lampard went all the way to January, I believe.
January.
Yes.
Sitsofe was sacked only 1 month into the season.
And I'm saying that his performance, even Tuchel, when he took over, his performances in the league wasn't the greatest too. Make no mistake. After Reece James and Fentuo got injured, Chelsea were not playing well.
If Reece James and Fentuo got injured and the Lampard will be relegated.
So that's the excuse you make for him. So what I'm saying is that the Lampard situation, the scenarios that played to some of his dismissal, in the Chelsea second year, I thought he wasn't good.
I get it. I get the idea of an
Yes.
interim
There's a hand
manager.
in the air.
Yes, don't worry.
Yeah.
I get the idea of the interim manager. The other question, obviously, is whether Lampard is the guy
to be the interim manager.
Exactly.
But who else is there? He's the guy.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
He's the guy.
Gary.
So, to answer that question, Lampard himself is pushing the following, that he knows the club, and those pro Lampard are also saying that he has a certain proud knowledge. If you look at the statement very well, it hints at some of these things. They call him a Premier League Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
They mention the fact that he's the club's top scorer.
Top scorer, yeah.
Now, what they are not saying, but you can clearly see them hinting at, is his own prior experience in such situations when he was a player. As in, when Gusidin came in, Di Matteo came in. And he has actually mentioned that himself somewhere.
Yeah.
That he saw how Di Matteo affected the players in the dressing room. And he thinks that he's in a similar position.
He got experience from that.
He got the experience from that. He knows the players in this current squad enough, at least most of them. He has certain go-to favorites that will play above and beyond for him.
They'll kill themselves for him.
Immediately. And we know the first on that
Mount.
list.
Mount go place.
My father is the coach. Now, if you look at the training sessions and the training videos and the training pictures, that's the only thing I don't like. Lampard is over smiling. I don't know why he's over smiling.
He's happy to be
He's happy to be home.
You know, he's been given a chance at a reprieve, and I think that's the important thing. Remember, it was always said that Chelsea were unfair to him because they sacked him before he could get his chance to take them into the business end of the Champions League the season he was sacked.
Yes.
Now they are giving him that opportunity to redeem himself. Also, it is a chance for him, like you have said. Some believe that Everton is not a correct and a fair yardstick with which, or a legitimate stick with which to beat Frank Lampard with.
Yeah, because the club had
because
problems.
the club had
problem.
problems. And so for them, this is his chance. this is a chance he will take in order to re-establish himself as a proper manager.
Absolutely.
Whether that is the correct decision, like Fentuo is asking, is up there.
Time will tell.
Because, you know, the dynamics of some of the players in this dressing room are different. The expectations are different. I mean, some of the players in here, Kai Havertz, I don't see him as somebody who is sentimental like that. You know, he needs a certain kind of coaching. The lethargy around Kai Havertz, what I like to call the Kai Havertz brand of laziness, which is, I don't know how you can spark it.
Yeah.
Do you think it's laziness or that's just how or who he is?
That's what I'm saying.
That's how he plays.
The Kai Havertz, that's what
swag, no.
Yeah.
The C's.
Some people say swag, some people say steez, some people say lazy, whatever it is, the laid backness.
The star boy vibes.
You won't do Ozil small, but you know the picture.
Exactly. When I think of him, I think of Mesut Ozil.
Yeah, it's got that
He
thing.
cannot be rushed.
Yeah.
You cannot rush him. He wants to play a certain delectable brand of football, and that is what he will do. Whether it will be the best decision, I think he will do fine because there's only 9 matches left.
Yeah.
New manager bound. Some of you don't believe in it, but
It works, Papa.
yes, it will work sufficiently enough. Champions League, knockout games, Europe. Oh,
Anything can happen.
exactly.
But you know the
Gary,
The way that is laughing in capital letters.
when we started, you see, when the Champions League draw came in,
Yeah.
I was very confident Chelsea will be competitive. Did you watch Real Madrid on Tuesday? Barcelona made the mistake of playing them on a Tuesday night. You know why it was 4-0?
Because it's the Champions League feeling.
If that match was played on a Saturday or on a Sunday,
Different scoreline.
But now there is something again. Chelsea fans do like to omit or maybe miscalculate. When Tuchel took over Lampard, it was mid-season.
it was January, yes.
Then he went to win the Champions League. Tuchel had a full season with Chelsea before he was sacked in his what would
You
have
mean
been-
full preseason?
No, full season.
Full season.
He had a full season.
He took over in January.
Yes, and won
Yes.
the Champions League
Yes.
and had a full season
Season
before
before he was
Abramovich.
sacked in
Yes,
his
before he
state.
was sacked in what would have been his second full season.
The first
See, you're
season. No,
confused.
I'm not.
So
It was in
Chelsea
his
fans
full
think-
season. It
so
was in
Chelsea
his full
fans-
season
it
that.
was his full season that Real Madrid eliminated Chelsea. So in his first season,
True.
he
No,
eliminated Real Madrid.
True.
So you see,
Yeah.
you messed it up. So Chelsea fans think
Memory
that
failure.
after Tuchel won the Champions League, his next full season was when the bully sacked him. There's a miscalculation there. People forget that
No,
Tuchel
you're
actually
right.
underachieved
You're 100% right.
or underperformed with Chelsea in his full season.
No,
And in fact,
but you see why Chelsea
No, but
fans
see-
don't think his full season was such a big deal in terms of like failure.
because there was a factor about winning
No,
the
Chelsea
Champions League.
won. No, Chelsea won the Super Cup.
Yes.
Hold on.
They won the
It
club-
won the Club World Cup.
They
So
were
it
in
was
the
a very
final. They were in the final of the Carabao.
Yes.
Final of the
FA
And I'm
Cup.
talking
It
about
was
the
a
And the
league.
Abramovich and Russia-Ukraine thing also happened. mid-
And yes, and I'm
he-
talking about the league,
And that was
where he was
his
playing outside the top 4 for a long time in the season.
No, he finished third.
I'm saying he was playing outside in the top 4
before
for,
eventually.
for a very
Yes.
long time in the season
Yes.
as well.
But still, you know why
Performance
that
in the
was
league,
forgivable? That's what I'm saying. That's what,
because about everything.
and not just that.
Yes, because he
Chelsea-
had won other titles.
Massa, and it was a very successful season.
Good. So I'm saying that's why I like to narrow it down to the league. After the Champions League and with the materials he had, he was actually expected to compete for the league. He was nowhere near that for a coach of his caliber. But that league season has actually been wiped out by the success on the back of winning the Champions
So
League.
if I get you, what you're saying is Chelsea fans are just smitten by Tuchel. We are failing to see that there were some places where he failed.
Yes, and so when Chelsea didn't compete, and Chelsea have not won the league in 5 years, and they were thinking they were going to do that with Tuchel. They couldn't compete in that season, and the season that followed, which was the Todboli season, he didn't start bright. So when people say he played only 8 games, no. When you trace his league performance back to his first full season, it wasn't all that impressive as well. But Chelsea fans, I've always said it, the hangover from winning the Champions League shatters everything else Thomas Tuchel did in the league that wasn't right, or the performances he wasn't getting out of the
Okay.
team in the league.
Daniel,
Charlie, I agree with Sitsofe on his first point that the interim is what Chelsea need.
Yeah.
It's very true. If you look at the managers they are talking to, they are not the sort of guys who come in midway through the season at the tail end of the season. They would need time, so you need to give them enough time to properly integrate themselves. But my problem is with the Lampard choice. Now, Sitsofe has spoken nicely about Lampard, but you see, new manager bounce. It doesn't just work like that. You have to be actually good at what you are doing. if you look at the ingredients that caused Lampard's sack, it wasn't just results. If you read the inside story, the way he badly profiled his players, his inability to use the signings he requested for, fighting with key players in the team. Charlie, this is a guy who told Marina to sell Kante and give him Rice. He's the same person who said he wanted Rudiger out of the team and he wanted James Tarkowski. If you are a sporting director and you are listening to your head coach,
these are paid reports.
No paid over. It's true.
When those reports come, that's the truth.
He didn't want Jorginho.
And Jorginho went to win the Euros
Jorginho went
afterwards.
to win the Euros, went to win the Champions League. You see, so Lampard had, like, there were so many problems with Lampard's management style at Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was fighting with players like Havertz. He didn't like Havertz. Havertz wasn't happy playing under Lampard. Werner wasn't happy playing under. The only person who was happy playing under Lampard was Mason Mount.
True story.
True story. Mason Mount was.
And when he came, did you see his quote? Did you see his quote about Mason Mount?
He mentioned the boy again. He's a key player. Okay. See.
His biggest gift to Chelsea.
So many problems at Chelsea. And you see, those problems also resurfaced when he went to Everton. I'm not talking about just results. I'm talking about the profiling of the players. How he paired them up. The decision to use these players and no. And these are all conversations that were being had in the Everton
But for
camp.
Iwobi.
Oh, Charlie.
Maybe Iwobi a midfielder.
Oh, you see, and it was very disturbing what.
And Iwobi has the most tackles of any attacking player in the Premier League.
I say, don't
second.
shout.
You know who is second? The most tackles by an attacking player in the Premier League.
Anthony.
Jordan
No.
Ayew.
Thank you.
That one is nice. If it is Iwobi,
Wait.
you say, oh, Charlie.
See, this is not it. You don't have enough time for me to.
Let's not digress. Daniel. Finish your point.
Let me stick on. And the guy tempted me.
It's okay. Stay on the Lampard course.
Swallow it.
You am calm. Jordan, another day. Don't worry. I'll come for you another day. But you look, Lampard has so many problems. And the thing is, when you look at the key players, quote unquote, in Chelsea now, on paper, they are guys who were in his team before. You look at Rhys James, you look at Havertz, Thiago Silva,
Yes.
Kante, who is back
Chilwell.
now. Chilwell.
Kepa, who didn't like.
In
Kepa,
fact,
who he didn't like.
I think he signed Thiago.
Kovacic.
These guys were all around.
Yeah.
And these guys were happy when he left. So that, oh, it's true. That impact you want to have in a dressing room, I don't think is going to be hard. Because they'll look at him and it's like, Charlie, this man's
Not again.
Not again. They were not satisfied with his tactical thinking.
Loose.
His abilities as a coach was all over the place. No, look, Kepa is like, Charlie. This is the man who pressured Chelsea until they went to sign Mendy. They asked him to pamper Kepa small. And that the guy will come back.
Yeah.
They didn't do that for him. Next manager came, he did his look at Kepa now, untouchable. You see, so the figures in the Chelsea dressing room who actually have an influence, I don't think they are happy that Lampard is coming back. It will be the young players.
Yeah.
And for me,
Loftus-Cheek and things.
Loftus-Cheek and Mason Mount and co. And for you to sack Potter 3 games before the Champions League, you are telling us that you still feel like this season is salvageable. You can do something about this season. Because if not, they would just have allowed him to end the season and then sack him. And I think the fans would have even been happier if on the last day of the season they say they sack Potter and then in 2 weeks' time they've hired a new manager and now you can dream about the prospects of the new season. But for you to sack him 10 games to the end of the season, you are telling us that we are still in one competition. Vim Day.
Yeah.
We've done it before. So your appointment, the interim head coach, should also bring
Must
you
be
that
a winner.
It must be a winner. Oboga.
A winner
The
that can
dancing that Roma were dancing in the dressing room. They were not dancing just because of the funny room. It was because they Oga guarantee you. Guarantee person.
Did you see the jubilation of Rudiger?
If you watch that video when Rudiger was sitting there, he was scrolling on his phone and he saw Lampard. He said, no, seriously. Lampard doesn't put fear in anybody. He doesn't put fear in anybody. And if you even listen to the William Lopetegui's pre-match press conference, the Wolves game,
Yeah.
he says he doesn't even think Lampard will change anything. Lampard is just say, we know the guy. We know the guy. We know the team. The
So
team is
you're
bereft of
saying-
confidence.
so you're
the guy
agree-
doesn't put confidence
Okay.
in anybody.
So in sum, what you are saying is you do agree that Chelsea needed an interim manager.
Oh yes,
But
what Chelsea have done is to bring Rangnick.
No, but I actually
yes,
think
or even Claudio Ranieri. They need a senior figure.
Yes,
like
In the
someone
dressing room.
someone like a father figure in the
Head
dressing
you.
room for the players
You-
and all that.
Wait,
But actually,
you're
I
asking, no,
think
wait,
Chicho,
you're asking a manager like Claudio Ranieri to come and take a job for what?
9 games.
Charlie, that is the difficulty Chelsea find themselves in.
No. You see,
No.
the difference
But
between
Goodhiding did
the
it.
difference between Ranieri.
Who was good feeling at the time? Like,
No, you see, no, those guys have the experience and they're
Yes.
able to navigate one-off games. So Lampard can.
you're asking them to come and take a 2-month contract.
no. So
Yeah,
actually,
the problem is what? They won't take it.
A lot of elite coaches won't take
no, they
that.
won't take
But-
it.
Bahu.
Do you know how many times Goodhidden took that job?
Twice.
You see, Goodhidden is below elite.
Twice.
You see,
Wow.
Goodhidden.
Yes.
No.
It's not Camo.
No disrespect.
And Harry has never been to a Champions League semi-final before, a World Cup semi-final before.
Claudio
Even
Ranieri
has-
is a Premier League winner.
Who? Yeah, man, Walker. Hold on.
Wait. He's a Premier League winner.
Okay.
So, Goodhidden,
Okay.
it's
No,
great for him
Sicho,
to
for
come.
me, I actually think with 2 months to end the season,
Okay.
you needed a permanent manager to assess the players. At the end of the season, he can influence who stays and who leaves.
Good point.
Good point.
Because at this point, you brought in Frank Lampard.
Yeah.
And let's say, come May, Frank isn't staying. You are bringing, say, a Jose Mourinho, who has not had the opportunity to work with the players. Now deciding that
You
I
have to
want
use
players,
preseason to do that.
Yes.
you're going to use preseason to do that. And if,
Which
and
is
I'm not
less
sure-
time
than
having
even
an
playing
additional 2 months.
the 9 or so games left in the season. So I actually think the leadership of Chelsea should have just gone all out. If you are bringing someone like Luis Felipe, bring him on.
But the risk
Enrique.
then would be,
Enrique.
the risk then would
Bring
be,
him on.
would they have had enough time to do what they are calling the thorough search? Because they can't afford to miss again.
Yes.
They can't afford to
Because
hit
they've sacked 2
and
managers
miss
already. this
again.
season.
So they're looking like,
You see,
Charlie, a caretaker, then let's take this
Alright.
whole time.
you see,
But-
Nice.
the final-
That's
the
fair.
top
That's fair.
thing,
I
eh?
need to read messages.
Yes.
054 055 1111997. That's the WhatsApp number. 055 11 11 997. Your thoughts on this Chelsea Frank Lampard business are welcome on that WhatsApp number. 055 11 11 997. This message says, "You Tahiru, you are bad, pa, because you guys made a mistake and sacked Tuchel. You think Liverpool will do so that you guys will go for him? You lie bad." Klopp is going nowhere. That's from Raul in Adidome. More messages have coming. This one says, okay, let me.
go up,
up,
brother.
Opposite direction.
I have the what? Yes, this one says, good afternoon. Loving the Good Friday edition of Gameplan. I cry give the likes of George Ado, Fentuo, Elder Moshosho and Co. for the pains you are going through and the more pains Lampard is going to bring to you guys. Alaji Fent, you call for it. So enjoy the more slow pace. Ni Akrashi, aka Asabiache, the first inside Agege in Dansuman. He sent in that message. This one says it's amazing. You see me, I like this message. It says it's amazing how you discuss foreign leagues with such passion. If we discuss and you say it's boring. Choose, make a choice. Decide what you want. All right, more messages. Some people are sending happy birthday messages. I'll read them. And this one says a gracious happy birthday, Dr. Grace Bachman, MD of Sonotech Medical Center, from all your friends. All right, 055 11 11 997. Here are more messages, especially on Twitter as well. The hashtag is Gameplan. This message says, hold on. Let me just get my messages out. And the show is streaming on Twitter Spaces as well, by the way. So all of you who are listening to us on Twitter, you're welcome to the show. There's plus 233 people there that are listening to the show from all around the world. All right, here are my Twitter messages. This one says, you always host a great event with in-depth discussions surrounding. Okay, where is it? Oh, sorry.
Say Lampard would try, and then we'll do on the job.
That's the point.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. All right. Yeah, here are my messages. This one says, I always feel so good to sit behind my stereo to listen to Gameplan. My friend too, I said it yesterday that it is better for Chelsea to appoint Ole as the interim manager than Lampard, because Ole beats big clubs in Europe. At least he can help us through the Champions League.
You see, you are laughing, but it is one consideration that I was thinking of, Fence, that if
You want Chelsea to hire Ole?
no,
Even
the,
Ole
the
won't come.
consideration of the Champions League matches.
Yeah.
That is to say, look at the teams you're starting with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
If the Real Madrid players hear that Frank Lampard is in the other dugout, does it strike fear into them?
Them, yeah,
Ah,
so-
but
No.
Daniel Kai, of one. When Rudiger saw it on his phone that it's Frank Lampard, no, then he started that his stupid dance, no.
Then you see, then in the fixture, then they run in. You have Brighton. Okay.
Bobby Deserbi. Oh, Bobby. Bobby
Does it strike fear into Bobby Deserbi that Frank Lampard is in the other dugout?
Bobby Deserbi.
Gary is making a point. Okay, continue. I like.
Or Brentford.
So you are saying that Deserbi will look at Lampard
And tell his players that this one we don't need 30s.
Now, 3 months ago, he was with relegation Everton. Why are you afraid?
Do you understand?
Say no more.
Look, Brentford. Then Chelsea play Arsenal. Then they play Nottingham Forest.
By the time they play,
Then they play Man City and Newcastle as the final game of the season. Which of these clubs?
There's
They play Newcastle.
It be like, so Chelsea.
no, some game before day. Which one?
He's looking for Real Madrid.
They postponed one.
They postponed.
It's coming 26th.
Man United.
Oh,
So which of these teams? So that's a valid point that the person is making. Which of these teams will look across the dugout and see Frank Lampard?
But
and say,
the person's suggestion was Ole.
well, that's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that if it's
That only strike fear.
No, he
has fear for
he has a record, or he had a certain thing that he used to beat. He used to beat big
I
teams.
think Gary,
Or-
I think you didn't hear what Daniel said.
No, what is it?
He said, you know how like the question was the question from Muftawu was does Ole strike fear into other managers?
no.
Hold on, wait. You know what Daniel said?
No.
He said Ole he fears other managers. We will do the unthinkable. Please add your names to the messages and where you are texting us from. This one says, hi Fentuo. Sitcho just wants the mediocre. Sitcho just wants mediocre for Chelsea fans. That's why he speaks like that. He doesn't like the fans of Chelsea. If you want Chelsea to be competitive, you don't make excuses for the appointment of Lampard. That's Marcus from
You
Ashoman.
see, Chelsea fans are not
Estate.
living in reality. The reality is that Chelsea can't at the moment find a competitive coach.
Okay, Sitcho.
Factos.
Okay, so you are living in reality. I enjoy.
Yes.
we will live in fantasy. We too are enjoying. This one says it's from Augustine in Kumasi. He said, good afternoon, guys. Chelsea's appointment of Lampard is a good idea, and I really hope he does well and convinces them to appoint him permanently, as Ole did for United. You can tell that this guy Augustine is not a Chelsea fan.
As an Arsenal fan, I endorse this.
This one says, oh, what a long message. Sakatu from Luton.
A long go. I see my name for some wings.
Oh yes,
Yeah, this
he
be-
did Twitter.
This be London message.
Yeah,
Man.
but I'll read it. He says, hello, Joyce Boys. First of
Yeah.
all, Sitcho got it wrong with the Tuchel angle.
Yeah.
His first full season for Chelsea wasn't that bad, even in the league. Chelsea were top till January when Reece James and Chilwell got their injuries.
I said
And the Lukaku interview on Russia and Ukraine war, which obviously disturbed the team badly and still managed to finish third. Please, I don't even need the rest of his message. He's made the point. It was a turbulent season. And he continues. He says, again, Daniel saying players were happy when Lampard left is debatable, since every report remained alleged. Yes, that's why I had to point out that per reports. He says most of the players, including Tuchel himself, sent Lampard a message after the UCL glory. So I disagree with the point he made that players were happy when he was sacked. Lampard's appointment is the right one for the team. For the time being, he is winning the UCL. You see,
But the guy be hard guy. He disagrees with me and disagrees with Danny. Charlie be hard guy. Because what Danny and I have said is very opposite to.
Very, very
So
different.
for you
Very
to disagree with me and disagree with
No,
me.
you see, he speaks.
Alright.
The negatives from my side.
No, he
Disagree
picked
from-
specific areas he wanted to disagree with.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, so-
Lampard will
But
win the Champions
thank you.
quick.
Thank you,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, that last part of the message.
Hard
The
guy.
first part of the message, I agreed until the last line.
Alfred.
So you're not sure?
Of course. But Sakatu, that's a good message. Thank you. Caesar from Ashoman says, forget Chelsea. Now Arsenal is the real deal. How we are going to smash Liverpool?
Hey, cool down, cool down, cool
We'll
down,
get there.
cool down, cool
We'll
down.
get there.
Cool down.
I have given Daniel 10 minutes on that match. This one says, what if Lampard impresses and gets the job at the end of the season? Nothing is cast in stone.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He's in the running.
It's very possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the best to Frankie.
Very possible.
Please add your message. Sorry, your name. That's an interesting message. 055 11 11 997. So many messages
Yeah,
coming
no
up.
problem.
Godfrey from inside Kumase Ibuakwa. He says, "Good afternoon, boss. I'm a diehard Chelsea fan, but the moment they appointed Lampard, I gave up. I'm not supporting Mamelodi Sundowns."
Good choice. Good choice. No, good choice. Mamelodi Sundowns are playing some very fine.
Oh yes.
Mamelodi is a very good coach.
They won the league with 8 games
To spare.
Seven games.
Unbelievable.
Rolani is a top coach.
Swansea Asari. He says Chelsea should have brought in a permanent manager so that the manager will use this period as preseason before the end of the season, so he can assess the squad very well before the real preseason. Swansea, thank you.
That's a good message, yeah?
Yeah, it's a good angle. Okay, this one says, I had sleepless nights when Lampard was announced. I fear more sleepless nights ahead for millions. That's Nash. And Nash goes on to say, we have just become a laughing stock, and soon one MP will use Chelsea as a joke in Parliament.
You remember?
Maguire.
More messages. Good afternoon, guys. Nice show. When Potter was sacked, I wanted Julian Nagelsmann at the helm because Enrique has achieved nothing outside Barcelona. The Barca team with Cancer Villanova won the league. However, seeing how determined and serious he has, I think you meant Tito Villanova. Okay.
Cancer Villanova. That's a very. How can you say that, Charlie?
I didn't know that's where he was going.
Charlie, don't go to this message.
I will not have read it.
Charlie,
So please, let's not do that. Tito Villanova. Okay, may he still rest in peace.
Yes, they put us movie messages in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they don't know what the word after.
I'm trying to think for Mohammed.
Yeah.
Maybe he said he won the league even while Villanova was sick.
Yeah, he was in hospital for a large spells of that season. That is true. That is true.
That's true.
Okay. It's the wording. If you put comma after the cancer, it makes sense.
Yeah, with cancer.
Villanova won the league.
Okay. True.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
The width is at the end of the sentence.
So this is it. It's exactly with cancer. Villanova won the league.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's a matter of the punctuation.
It's the punctuation.
The punctuation.
Yes. So yeah.
The message.
Mohammed, sorry.
It's both punctuation and preposition misplacement.
Let's go.
We know
We're not here to do preposition and verbs.
How can a Sheikh come in teaching English?
You think we are in Doha?
Alright, the rest of his message says, however, seeing how determined and serious he has shown to get the job, I'm sure he's talking about Luis Enrique, and I prefer him to Nagelsmann, who looked lackluster in getting the job. I don't know what you have seen from him.
What has Enrique done to set the PowerPoint?
The PowerPoint. We haven't seen Nagelsmann.
Potter.
You know how to
A whole book on how to go Chelsea.
Let's go. That's Mohammed in Ashaman, New York, with that message. This one says, hi Fentuo, this show is live every Friday because this is the first time. Is it live every Friday? This is my first time of listening and I'm enjoying it. Mark in Kotorabi. Mark, yes, every Friday 1:15 p.m. we are here with Game Plan. More messages. This one says, good afternoon, loving the good Friday. I've read that. I've read that. This one says, Todd, you guys are right, Charlie. Bringing Lampard back is a big mistake. I just hope the consequences won't be too much for us to bear. Lone Ranger from Kuntunse Satellite Junction. And he says, Todd Bowley and his crew too, they have made their mind that they will do things they feel like doing and not those that make the fans happy.
It's their club. It's your money inside.
My business.
Keep the messages coming. 055 11 11 997. 055 11 11 997. This is Game Plan on Joy 99.7 FM. Stay with us.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour. Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM, 1:30 p.m. every Sunday.
Yes,
This is NASCO Small Appliances Flash Sales Promo. You stay in or get outside. Happy times with your family, picnics, and more. Get go with the iconic NASCO Small Appliances. With NASCO Kettle, 99 Ghana cedis. Blenders, 279. NASCO Coffee Maker is going for 139 Ghana cedis. Portable Dry Iron, 99 Ghana. Portable Water Boiler, 129 Ghana cedis. Standing Fan, 299. High Quality Popcorn Maker, 259 Ghana cedis. You can take these anywhere as a joyous festive season awaits Ramadan and Easter. Blenders Sandwich Maker. Yes, it is love from NASCO. And for those who want to stay indoors this season, go for your NASCO TV, AC, fridges, washing machines, and more. The iconic NASCO Small Appliances will take you everywhere.
Call 024-243-9437.
Think Media Expert is at it again. Passion Night 2023. Last year was Journey to the Cross. This year is The Betrayer. Who betrays who? Will it be Dr. Likey and Van Vicker, or Ghana Jesus and Salinko, among other stars from Accra and Kumasi? Happening live at the National Theatre on the 16th of April 2023. It's going to be a night of good music, drama, and comedy. Expect to be thrilled with great tunes from the legendary Pat Thomas, Joy's Blessing episode, and the Heavenly Jewels Quran. Don't forget, there'll be free health screening from 1 p.m. Each ticket purchase gives access to free health screening. Standard tickets 50 Ghana cedis, VIP 80 Ghana cedis. Ticket outlets Airport Shell, Joy FM, and Ego Tickets by dialing *713*33*21#. The main show starts at 5 p.m. sharp. Sponsors: Antiama Sardine in Tomato Sauce, Dams Premium Travel and Tour, Jet Medical Services, Media Partner, Adum TV. For sponsorship, call 055-1111-998. This event is powered by Think Media Expert.
Don Marcus Travel and Tours, your reliable travel consultant, is organizing an exciting summer tour to Seychelles Island, your preferred tourist destination with unique islands and colorful beaches. Join Don Marcus Travel and Tours from 29th June to 8th July 2023 with only the CD equivalent of $1,900 for singles and $3,500 for double, and experience breathtaking views in one of the world's iconic archipelagos this summer. Tour package include visa, return air ticket, ground transport, airport transfer, accommodation in a 3-star hotel for 9 days, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, sightseeing entry fees, cruise ship ride, and navigation through the Seychelles archipelago with live entertainment on board. An experience perfect for your celebrity-like selfies, videos, and fantastic pictures for your memoirs. Waste no time. Hurry, pack your summer bag, pick up your valid passport, and your COVID-19 and yellow fever vaccination cards, and contact Don Marcus Travel and Tours on telephone numbers 024-904-5442 or 020-293-0863 or email at donmarcustravels@gmail.com. Visit us on the Spintex Road, opposite Bachana Total Fueling Station, Temples Estate Road. Terms and conditions apply. Don Marcus Travels, your reliable travel consultants.
We're back again. When you hear that tune, that's Gameplan on 99.7 Joy FM. It's on every Friday from 1:15 p.m. I'm Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. I'm here alongside Gary L. Smith, Sitsofe, Philip, Atsrim, Daniel Koranteng, and Muftawu, Nabila, Abdulai. Bringing you wonderful conversations from the world of sports. Alright, let me tell you about the Pentecost Hour broadcast. It's a religious broadcast program sponsored by the Church of Pentecost. It comes your way with the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Eric Nyamiche, on 99.7 Joy FM at 1:30 p.m. every Sunday. Tune in as Apostle Nyamiche brings you life transforming truth that nourishes the soul, ignites passion, and restores hope in the nations. Like Sitsofe, hope has been restored by the Church of Pentecost. And the Church of Pentecost, we are possessing the nations for the Lord. HD Plus says, did you know you can pause and reverse live TV on your HD Plus decoder at no extra fee? Simply connect a USB flash drive with a capacity of 4 gig or more to a HD Plus decoder and have control over your TV viewing. Also, schedule your HD Plus decoder to record live or upcoming shows and catch up on your favorite shows in HD at your own time. This is world-class TV viewing. Purchase an HD Plus decoder from the nearest Electroland showroom or multi-TV dealer outlet nationwide. Visit hdplus.com.gh or call 0242439872 for more details. HD Plus, the Feely experience.
Easter is here again with us, and we continue to be grateful to God for his ultimate sacrifice of love. It's also the time of the year where we have our annual Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen, where we reach out to our underprivileged brothers and sisters. Last year, we got together as a team and cooked for the underprivileged within Kokomlemle, Malata, Accra, Newtown, and its environs. This year, we'll spend time with our brothers and sisters who are residents at Weja Leprosarium.
Why are you confused? Go on. He's waiting for somebody to say, it's correct. we all know.
It is not correct. The whole team will be there to serve hot meals and beverages, and a party with them will be at Weja Leprosarium on Monday. Yes, from 1 p.m. That is 10th April. Thank you all for your love and support. May the light of his love shine through you this Easter and always. The Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen 2023, supported by Lunch Avenue. Take a munch at lunch. Pak market. I like it. Pak market.
Yes.
Charlie, Deals Day. The Joy FM Easter Soup Kitchen. The joy of caring and sharing.
And are you looking for the best leisure and recreational destination for you and your families, friends, and colleagues during these holidays, right? The Easter. Dodi World, Ghana's unique aqua tourism destination, is the place to be during these holidays to rejuvenate, bond with family and loved ones amidst serene environment while you learn and enjoy nature. Come cruise with us from Dodi World to Dodi Island while you enjoy nature and sample our sumptuous local dishes amidst live band on the following dates. Today, Good Friday, 7th April. Holy Saturday, 8th April. Resurrection Sunday, 9th April, and then Easter Monday, 10th April. Dodi World operators of the Dodi Princess 2 would like to inform the general public that management has no plans to cruise to Kwo during this Easter festivities and would encourage its patrons to ignore any circulations on social media about this. Dodi World, your unique aquatourism destination for this Easter.
It's a day of fun, excitement, and food at the Trust Sports Emporium. That's a Bukum boxing arena. Join us on Easter Monday for a family day out. There will be music and a variety of activities throughout the day for children and adults to enjoy, including face painting, bouncy castles, carnival games, basketball, table tennis, volleyball, ludo, owari, and many more.
And ampe.
Oh, Charlie. Family of 5 package for 80 CDs and single for 20. Charlie, have a family.
Wait.
Family of 5 package for 80 CDs.
That's so nice.
And single for 20.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
Single for 20.
Charlie, have you are my family?
Yeah.
Easy.
How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The
plan is set.
You say what's your location again?
Bukum Boxing Arena. That's the Trust Sports
Monday.
Emporium. Yes.
Monday.
The
5
music
minutes
is what
drive.
is catching my eye.
Uh-huh.
Charlie, call 0599-745705 or 0302-903568 for more enquiries and reservations.
Okay, thank you, Gary. One more.
For over 50 years, Plast Limited has been your reliable partner for quality plastic products like PVC and HDPE pipes of various sizes. They've over the years progressed to become a leader in the plastic industry in West and Central Africa. Yes, where you live matters. Where and how you store your water too matters. How do you check the level of your water in your storage tank at home or at the workplace? Do you hit the side and listen like or do you climb all the way to the top to look inside?
You will fall inside though.
You fall inside. Don't do that. You have to use water tank, the ultimate tank for water storage. This is from Plus Limited. Comes with an optional water level indicator that lets you know exactly how much water you have in your water tank. It is not only beautiful, but it's also designed to carry accurate volumes of water. So if it's 5,000 liters, it means 5,000 liters. And of course, it's very durable. Where Plus goes,
Water they flow.
Water flows. Water tank.
What a tank.
What a tank.
What a tank. Are you out?
We are done.
Okay, good. One more. This Easter Sunday evening, get ready for 3 hours of non-stop praise and worship in the presence of the Lord as we celebrate his resurrection at the 2023 edition of the He Lives concert. This year, the ultimate Easter musical concert will feature the launch of the debut album of City Praise, dubbed The Encounter, and it promises to be an unforgettable night. The date is Sunday, 9th April 2023, and the doors will open from 5 p.m. at the ICGC Christ Temple East Teshi. Performing live will be City Praise and a host of other performers. This event is brought to you by the ICGC Christ Temple East with media support from Joy FM, Hits FM, Joy Prime, Joy News, and myjoyonline.com. Be sure to stream and listen to City Praise's brand new single, La La Dance Medley, out on all streaming platforms and right here on your favorite station. All right, we're on the home straight now with Game Plan on 99.7 Joy FM. The biggest sporting conversations happening right here every Friday from 1:15 p.m. Okay, gone by. We had a lot of conversations about Chelsea, Frank Lampard, the future, the present. And lots of you had a lot to say using the hashtag Game Plan on Twitter. Leave me a message there. Just use the hashtag Game Plan, not the Game Plan. No, Game Plan. Hashtag Game Plan on Twitter. We will open the mic on the Twitter Spaces, so those of you who have tuned in to Twitter and might be interested in saying a thing or two on radio to the rest of our listeners from across the globe, do stay there, because we will activate the microphone, the speaker microphone on the Twitter Spaces, so some of you can join the conversation there as well. But the WhatsApp number is 055 11 11 997. Lots of messages. Let me take a few more before we move on to the next thing on our agenda. Good afternoon, guys. When Chelsea sacked Frank Lampard, some of us believe that he will make a return into the team. So for me, I think this is the time for him to prove his critics wrong, only if the team is not going to be too big for him. The materials are there for him to use. Ajman Joseph, Community 9. He sent in that message. Hi, Fent. On what Sitsofe said with regards to Tuchel having a bad second season, that's not true. Under Tuchel, Chelsea were on top of the league for large spells of the season, and Chelsea never finished outside the top four. I think Daniel disagreed with him, and someone else sent a message earlier about the fact that he was actually top of the league until Chilwell and Reece James got injured. So that's established. Godwin in North Carnation says, there's fire on the mountain. Kumasa Sandu Kotoko. But because most of you in the studio are Kotoko supporters, you gladly refuse to talk about the happenings there. Anyways, I'm expecting my Arsenal to go and blow Liverpool away at Anfield on Sunday. Gunners for life. The elephant is still on top of the tree. Don't worry. The branch is weakening more and more. I didn't say it. That's according to Karim.
Godwin is a strong
Godwin in North
guy.
Yeah, he is. I can tell. This one, so we are so happy as other fans because Lampard will perform and end them in the conference league. People are bad. Let's move on. Add your name to the messages as well. 055 11 11 997. This one says, Fent, don't forget that Chelsea always use this sort of erratic form to win laurels. Take clues from the Champions League they won 2 years ago. Via inexperienced coaches as well.
Okay.
Proud Chelsea, he says. Matonto.
Tuchel be the inexperienced.
In fact, he sent you a voice note too. He wanted you to listen to the voice note.
Yeah, deleted the voice note.
Tuchel is the inexperienced coach.
Okay. Let me take one more. Let me take one more message. It says this will be top pleasurable than the miss out on Europe. Obet in Roxing. Interesting. Anyway, on Twitter, the hashtag is Game Plan. Let me take some messages from there as well. Our friends on Twitter who are sending us messages using that hashtag. Let me take a couple. I've seen quite a few of them that have come in on that hashtag. Okay, right. Let me get it. Apologies. This one says where is it? Okay, it's here. It says, will Arsenal win the league? That's his Kebaki. He sent in that message. Will Arsenal win the league? Are Chelsea fans spoiled because of Roman? Questions you are asking. Samuel Kwame Ayaba also on Twitter. He says, good afternoon, Fentuo. Please ask Klopp if Milner has anything on him. Man is finished, but this coach won't allow him to leave. For Chelsea, Lampard is a perfect fit since that's where he belongs. Interesting. And I'm glad that, and this one says, Aaron, game time. He says, your favorite sports show on Friday night. Okay, interesting. Let me leave it. I got in trouble after the first edition of this show because of some of the messages you guys sent in. But I get the point you're making. We are on Twitter Spaces. Thank you. And you can request to listen.
To talk.
Thank you.
Listen, call.
Not listen, talk. Listening there, they're listening already. This one said, in fact, Rafa Benitez also came in as interim coach at Chelsea and he was also elite. Okay, so some people saying that Sitso's point about elite coaches not taking interim positions is not exactly true. So someone is pointing out the Benitez one.
Finished Rafa.
Sitso.
In fact, someone actually said that even Gus Hidden came at the time he was at the elite.
No,
doing what?
Sitso is debating that one. He said Hidden wasn't elite.
He wasn't elite.
Okay, let's go.
If Carlo is elite, you make Hidden like Ferguson is elite. Carlo is elite. Jose is elite, and Hidden is elite.
No, if you grow, then you be elite.
Are you think you have gray hair? You're elite. You have gray hair, you're elite.
Louis Van Gaal, is he elite?
Yes. LVG is an elite. If LVG is elite, Hidden is elite.
Roxon is elite.
Which Roxon?
Roy
Hodgson.
Yes.
No. Actually,
you said grey hair is
I'm saying that you are talking as though if you have grey hair, it means you're elite. No.
Okay.
If Carlo and Ferguson are elite, then you are putting Hidden. Wenger is elite.
But Ferguson is elite.
Yes.
Let me take a few more messages. Akwesi Amankwa.
I actually agreed.
Guys, Akwesi Amankwa says good show. And it says, okay, I think he sent that earlier message as well. This one says, please tell Sitso that his comment about Gusiding was not right. He was indeed an elite coach at the time. He accepted to be Chelsea's interim coach.
Elite. Don't overrate Hidden. Charlie, stop it.
This matter, do you want us to debate it?
Yes, bring a debate.
Was Gusiding an elite coach or not?
He's never been elite in his career.
Hey, Sitso.
I'm telling you.
This is blasphemy.
No, it's not. It's like you're saying
he led an unfancy South Korea side to the semi-finals.
Walid of Morocco is elite. Now he's elite.
No, yes, has any coach in the history of football ever taken an African side to the semi-finals?
He's elite. Okay, cool.
Yes.
If that's your understanding of elite, cool.
It's not my understanding.
What is your definition of elite?
No, I'm saying that. I'm asking you simple questions.
All right.
No, you don't ask you questions.
Please, when you ask, you answer. Quiet. Click on the comments from the Twitter. The Twitter Spaces. Some of you are leaving the comments under the Twitter Spaces, so I can't leave you out. And there's quite a lot of comments under the space there. So let me read.
Otoado qualified us to the World Cup. only 32 managers can do that.
Otoado did it in what? 180 minutes of football. He's elite coach in Ghana.
He's elite. Fantastic. Say will be elite. We'll take it.
I don't like. Okay, let me read some of the messages under the spaces, because that's where some of you are leaving your messages, and I don't want to leave you out. Otherwise, then you go bore. Okay, some of you, and there's quite a lot of you who have left messages under that particular stream. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, Charlie, the space is crashing. Why is our space crashing? Please fix the space. It is crashing. Then no, I want to listen. The space has crashed. Why has the space crashed? Please fix the space. Okay, our spaces don't crash. Fix the space. Okay, all right. Anyway, let's move it on now. Somebody mentioned Jurgen Klopp, okay? He says, does Milner have anything on him? He doesn't understand why he keeps playing him. For me, this is what I would say about Jurgen Klopp, okay? Guys, pardon my take.
Okay, he's finally taking
pardon my take. But I think Liverpool fans should really begin to embrace the conversation about Jurgen Klopp sacking. And I'll explain. Okay? I can understand why Liverpool fans will shy away from the conversation, because before Jurgen Klopp came in, Liverpool was basically a football club that was built around individuals. It was almost like they created goals in that team, and that's why Liverpool probably never won the league. That particular attribute of Liverpool made them very successful occasionally in cup competitions. Whether it was Robbie Fowler's time, he was actually nicknamed God, or even after him, Frank Lampard. Or is it
Steven
Gerrard? Or is it even Luis Suarez at some point? Fernando Torres. This has always been a team, or this was always a team that was built on individuals. And what that meant was that Liverpool occasionally were very successful when it came to cup competitions. So the FA Cup in 2006, obviously. They won the Europa League, I think, in 2001. They won the Champions League in 2005. Went back to the final in 2007. But one individual, one god in a team has never been proven to be a successful way of winning league. And so Liverpool were never competitive in the league. Then Jurgen Klopp came in. And what does he do? Klopp absolutely rips that philosophy apart and built a team that was made up of components of a well-oiled machine. German machine. And that's what it was. And even though they had star players like Mohamed Salah at some point, he was never really the star player. He was never the only one that carried that Liverpool team. There was a time when Sadio Mane would step up. There were times when Van Dijk came in and he looked like the best player in that team. It was all components. Or even Trent Alexander-Arnold. There was a certain season he looked like Liverpool's best player. That's the sort of team that he built. Made up of components that eventually worked together to produce results. And that's how he turned Liverpool from cup competition team to competitors in the league. And to be fair to Jurgen Klopp, if he hadn't come to the Premier League, we would have probably been speaking about Manchester City winning 5 consecutive Premier League titles and turning the Premier League into the Bundesliga. But Klopp changed that. Okay, and he did that successfully. But he is in his 7th year, and there's no explanation whatsoever this season, for example, why Liverpool are struggling, other than pointing at Jurgen Klopp. And the irony is that Jurgen Klopp has come and ripped apart that culture at Liverpool where the team was always built around the star man. Ironically, he's now that god. He's now the star man, where it's now become sacrilegious to speak about his future. But we have been here before with certain teams, haven't we? Arsene Wenger, when he took over Arsenal in the 96 season, it took him around 7 years for his team to really peak. The invisible season came in 2004. After that, during that period, it was almost sacrilegious for anybody to mention Arsene Wenger as potentially a manager that was holding the team back. But by the time that he left the club, Arsenal, the fan base was so split, it was so divisive between Wenger in and Wenger out that even Wenger, at the time he left, it almost looked like he left a few years too late. Jurgen Klopp spent 7 years at Mainz. When he left after his 7th year, following a poor last season, the following season, Mainz had a better season than anything Klopp had ever produced there.
With Tuchel.
Dortmund, they thought there was nothing that they could do beyond Jurgen Klopp. Because after all, he won the Bundesliga with them. No other manager had broken that monopoly of Bayern Munich, but he did it. And so it got to a point, everybody thought, we can't possibly do better than this. The season Klopp left and replaced by Tuchel, they went on and they did much better than Klopp did the previous season.
But if no wonder,
in both of those seasons, both of those teams, at Mainz, at Dortmund, he was replaced by Tuchel. Okay. Truth be told, Tuchel is no longer available, and so I can understand the trepidation among Liverpool fans that perhaps if we get rid of Jurgen Klopp now, which other manager could come in and do a better job? But you have to understand where the standards really lie, and the standards are this. Liverpool at the moment, at this stage, are 49 points off their total tally from last season, with just 10 games remaining to the end of the season. With the current form, they are on course for one of the biggest turnovers in terms of points from previous season to the following season. In the history of the Premier League, Chelsea 2016 season, after Mourinho won the league, had the biggest point turnover season to season, minus 37 points. By the time they ended that 2016 season from that previous season, they had 37 points less. Leicester City, after they won the league in 2016, the following season, a whopping 37 points less. The other team that did it, you're looking at Manchester United, post-Ferguson, the first season of David Moyes, 25 points less than the previous season. The point I'm making is, and you look at all of those three teams, and those 3 seasons that we are speaking about here, not one of those managers survived the season. Chelsea fired Jose, Leicester fired Ranieri, Man United fired David Moyes. And bar Moyes, the other 2 managers had credit in the bank, just like Klopp does now at Liverpool. In fact, Jose Mourinho was Chelsea's most successful manager in the history of the club. They still fired him. It wasn't enough. They fired him because of poor performance. Ranieri did something that had never happened in the history of Leicester. Way too much credit in the bank. But a poor season resulted in him losing his job. So it's about expectations, it's about standards. That game on Tuesday night, if Chelsea had beaten Liverpool, which they should have, by value of the chances created, they would have gone within 1 point of Liverpool this season. And yet Chelsea have deemed their season so poor that they have sacked 2 managers already in 1 season. Klopp is still the man in charge of Liverpool. And I see that it can be difficult to have the conversation, but Liverpool fans, take a look at your team and ask yourself, why are you struggling? Okay, it can't just be because you lost Sadio Mane. Because even the season 2020-2021, when Liverpool lost Virgil van Dijk to injury for large spells of the season, it wasn't this poor. So I'm saying that you may not necessarily need to sack him now, but the attitude that some Liverpool fans have, that it's almost sacrilegious for anybody to start to question the status of Jurgen Klopp. Well, history has shown that you might be wrong, and maybe it's time for you to consider the future of Jurgen Klopp. Perhaps right now, he is the man that is holding that club back and taking you back in the day when Liverpool was built around one man. The only difference being, back then, that one man was always a player. This time, that one man is your manager.
Danny, can I react? Daniel, did I react to your panic I take last time?
Our panic will take his meant for reaction. Is this
monologue?
No, it's
okay, Sitcho.
Great points by Fentuo. Great. I just feel like some of them you can actually break them and look at the other side of it. Like Liverpool being a one-man team there have been moments where they've been that, because it's impossible to have great players in your side who won't be a one-man team. Like Luis Suarez in a lot of teams in the world will be a one-man player. Messi will be a one-man player for Barca. Ronaldo will be a one-man player for every team. Like if you are good to a certain level, it's impossible. And when they had those, it was inevitable they were gonna be. In the team that Benitez used to win the Champions League, it was more collective than individuals.
2005.
There wasn't that one. Like it was the Luis Garcia, then
Milan Barros.
Like it was a proper working unit. But the point is, at that time, Manchester United were too good in the league, and at times Arsenal, to the extent, and Chelsea, that Liverpool couldn't get week in, week out points tallies that were better than what those teams were producing. But Liverpool always have this magic with the champions. The more reason why they are the most impressive team in England that has won it the more. So I think there have been spells where they've been a good team, but they've not been better than the competition they face. And the reason why I say that is to draw it into this space. Listen, in this era under Pep Guardiola, not many teams, in fact, since the Abu Dhabis took over, not many teams can sustainably the key word is sustainably compete with Man City.
You need to have their budget too.
You need to have their budget and a coach like Pep, and the backing that Pep has in the club to be able to be consistent as he's been. Club might be a problem, but you see, this Liverpool team, it's unthinkable that they are performing at this level, because this is a team that only months ago played in the Carabao Cup final, played in the FA Cup final.
Say they won those two.
No, I don't even want to use the one.
You have to. One thing is important.
No, I'm coming. I'm building a point based on games. They won the FA Cup final, won the Carabao Cup final. What that tells us is that for every single round of those competitions, they played it competitively. They played in the Champions League final, which means that for every single game in the Champions League, they had to play, including the final, whether they won or lost, they played. Then in the final day, on the final day of the Premier League, they played it like a final because the league was not won.
Yes.
So it's not as if there were 5-10 games to go and they knew we won't win it, so we can relax, we can shuffle. No, every single game, especially in the last 15, was like a final game to them. They had to win.
That was a brutal stretch
till the end. And even on the final day,
when you finish that point, I'll tell you, some people won treble. The next season they won the league again. So I mean,
I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that
depends on the environment.
So what I'm saying is that it was unthinkable for anybody to imagine that this Liverpool team that had played every single fixture on their calendar, standards to drop at this level. make no mistake, Liverpool are at a point where they have to rebuild. But those who signed the check, do you all remember or know that Liverpool is up for sale?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah.
But because of Manchester United, it has gone under the radar.
Yeah.
Because of the Chelsea and the Russia and Ukraine thing and Chelsea issue, it's gone under the radar. Do you know the owners of Liverpool, the Fenway Group, are not interested in financing the next phase or the rebuilding of the next project?
Yeah.
Because they are looking at going away. But this is a Pep Guardiola side who is looking to the future. Alvarez, Haaland, players like Akanji was available, they bought him. This club owners, club knows that he has to reconstruct that midfield of his. Henderson, Fabinho.
He only knew in January.
I'm saying club knows he has to reconstruct it.
Okay.
Even if he go to know in January, he knows he has to reconstruct it. But the point is, he won't get the even in the summer, that everybody knew club needed another midfielder. He wouldn't get the 90 million, the 120 million to go and bring the Jude Bellingham. City will get that back in. So Klopp has achieved.
Yes, but when Klopp also had the opportunity to bring in
He went
someone.
to bring Darwin Nunez.
Who?
85 million.
Darwin Nunez
Yeah, no, even the midfielder. You know who we brought?
Who?
The Barca boy from Juve.
Atta, because of the money. When
Because of which one?
when Eric Ten Hag wanted to bring in a striker, he brought in a 3 million loan player Vegas. Because the club told him they won't sign anybody on a permanent basis. The people want to sell the club. You want them to go and invest some 100 million in the player in January. So those are the factors that plays into why club's team has struggled. I also think that there are several of those players whose levels are dropping. Fabinho, Henderson, even Mohamed Salah after signing that big money deal hasn't been the same. Virgil van Dijk hasn't been the same. Trent, Robertson. But these are players who have played a brand of football for the last 5 years that is not sustainable at the highest level for a long period. But when you don't have the money to, that's why Ferguson is, if in my opinion, one of the greatest managers ever, because he will find a way to refresh the squad and give them more purpose.
Regardless.
When you don't have the finances to refresh the squad and refresh at a certain quality, this is what happens.
When they gave him money, he went to buy Cody Gakpo.
Sichu.
Cody Gakpo is a good player, but Cody Gakpo is not a problem with Liverpool.
But hold on, but has he improved the team?
No.
You don't expect Cody Gakpo to improve your team now.
You see, the Gakpo example aside, Sichu. My point is,
Yeah.
we could all see
Yes.
at the beginning of this season, in fact, before the season started, at the end of this season, the way Klopp plays his football,
Yeah.
that this Liverpool team will struggle to sustain this thing throughout this season.
Especially against the opposition.
And when we talk about elite managers, you see, I understand that you have your philosophy. I understand that you.
I like
have
where you
your,
are going
your,
because
your
you take me
principles.
somewhere.
But
But land
on,
when you look
Daniel.
at when you look at the players you have,
Yeah.
and you look at the brand of football you want to play,
Good.
you know that they can't give you that level.
Yes, it's true.
So if you are an elite manager,
You have to change something.
you can change some things.
Okay.
You don't need to maintain the same thing week in, week out. When we can all clearly see that.
Always play over
Brilliant.
All right, guys.
When Pep,
Thank you.
finally,
No, hold on.
2 seconds.
Oh.
When Pep Guardiola came to the Premier
2
League
seconds
first
up.
season,
They finish. The seconds finish.
and when he came to the first Premier League first season, everybody knew that with Clichy, Sanya, even Bravo, who he bought, on to being passed from the back, he consistently played it. And that season, in one of Pep Guardiola's history, it's one of his worst seasons ever. He's an elite coach, but he stuck to his principles. Played the same way with the materials everybody knew he couldn't use to play that way.
To be fair. No. Pep didn't even.
It doesn't make it right. That's
Yeah.
my point.
And besides,
that was Pep's first season in the Premier
Yes,
League.
and besides-
he came with inexperience. Klopp
Inexperience
didn't
of-
see
inexperience of what?
it. Inexperience in the Premier League, of course.
I thought you were going to say coaching. Because I know.
Inexperience in the Premier League is different. The fact that it work elsewhere doesn't
Okay.
need to work in the Premier League.
Yes.
But for Klopp, Charlie, this thing is not working. The team structurally has serious problems, so deep issues. The way they press, the intensity, these players can
attack
do it.
is very
And
disorganized.
it is exposing the individuals. This thing, look,
All right.
Liverpool's entire form this season is on Klopp. I don't hold the individuals
But
responsible.
we've not
you.
seen him change
It is
his
All
football.
right, all right. Thank
It's
you.
not the
Thank you.
formation. It is the principles of play. I'm not talking about the
playing the
formation.
low blocks
No,
now.
low block, but it is still a high. They are still pressing.
And it's interesting.
Daniel Esicho.
You have to
All
have-
right,
you have to
hold your
have-
horses.
your mic
Let me
off.
go to Twitter Spaces. Some of you are requesting to speak, so I'll try and speak to some of you there. We're accepting some of you. Kwabena Ochre, you can unmute and speak right now, but keep it brief. Kwabena, go ahead. Kwabena Ochre, can you hear me? You can unmute yourself and speak, huh? All right, Kwabena can't hear me. What about Rocks? Rocks, can you unmute and speak?
159.
right. Okay. At the moment, we can't hear rocks. We'll add more speakers. Don't worry. We'll add more speakers. Anyway, guys, Nabila, you want to have a bite at that cherry before we move on?
I don't know. I'm actually not going to have any bite.
Which one? Kotoko.
Please, are we doing Kotoko?
Where Gary is trying to take me out?
Are we doing Kotoko?
Should we bite at
Nabila,
Kotoko?
okay, hold on. Nabila, what's going on in Kumasi?
Yeah,
I hear some people went to the stadium to look for Nana to beat him or something.
It's okay.
Oh no, just about the facts. Because people, it's gone under the radar, so it doesn't look like we have done.
All right, good. No worry. All right, the last part of our conversation, I want us to talk about the title running in England. This weekend, Arsenal, of course, are in action against Liverpool. That's a big one over there. And if Arsenal don't win that game, it could create all kinds of problems. Daniel, you have been waiting for this. This weekend, what's the difference between Man City and Arsenal right now?
8 points. 8 points.
8 points. Man City have played one game less. Okay. All right. Arsenal go to Liverpool this weekend, and that is crucial. We have been.
Holy fire, calm down now. Oh Lord, calm down now. Oh, the Lord of Anfield. If there was ever a time we needed you, Sunday, we beg you. See, it's do or die. If we don't get those 3 points on Sunday, God of Anfield is over. Klopp, Liverpool, do it for us. Charlie Fence.
Hold on. That's not why. I've given you the platform to speak about Liverpool versus.
That's how I'm starting.
You are asking God to do what for you?
Oh, but you see, the thing is, when you look at Liverpool structurally, when you look at them footballistically,
Yep.
they can't beat this Arsenal team. They can't.
On form, on structure, on systems,
Footballistically.
They can't beat this Arsenal team.
Okay.
Defensively, I think it's the worst Liverpool team defensively that I've seen.
Under Klopp.
Under Klopp. They are so easy to penetrate, so easy to break down. And we saw a Chelsea team that has struggled to create chances this season. Chelsea team that going forward structurally have been all over the place. We saw them carve out chance after chance after chance after chance against Liverpool. It was really that easy. And the scary factor was Chelsea didn't have to play a number of passes to get behind the Liverpool line. It was less than 5. 2-3 passes and they are in. And that's how easy it was. And when I look at this Arsenal team and the way they are playing and the kind of mentality that this Arsenal team, where they've reached mentally, Misro, seriously, it is that scary. The front three of Arsenal, if you look at how he changed the whole thing on the last game that they played, he played Trossard, he played Gabi and then Martinelli. Yeah. And then Saka was on the bench.
They were unstoppable.
They still got the job done. And you see, for Arteta now, all his front men are on form. Gabi Jesus has come back. And it's not I'm not talking about the goals he scored, but the way the team plays when he's around.
The way he links up with
the
way
he links
attackers.
up play. It just shows you that it's a natural. They understand it's a natural. You see,
you think it's a funny?
So, and when you look at the Arsenal midfield also, with Partey and Xhaka, they are not just calm and composed. They also have this tenacity about them and this urgency about them.
Yeah.
The tempo.
They are relentless.
Look, they are relentless. And I'm afraid for Liverpool. Look, that's what I'm saying. It's the God of Anfield that needs to come down. Like what happened against Man United. They need to find some energy from somewhere.
Some fire from some place.
Because look, if it doesn't happen, I'm not saying Arsenal will win. That's the thing. Arsenal this season is not about 5-0, 6-0. They know how to get the 3 points, and they will find a way.
You recall the Leicester season?
Exactly. Look, Liverpool have to win this game for their title, for their top 4 race. They have to win this game because it's a loss against Man City. And look at how they played against Manchester City. A team after taking the lead. Look at how easy it was for Manchester City. That high line, the first 2 goals, Charlie Klopp. If something doesn't change by Sunday, look, Arsenal will really run away with this thing. And if Arsenal goes to Anfield and they win the game, Charlie,
it's over.
It's almost over.
It's over.
No, because as for
why are you being stubborn?
No, because if I don't see Odegaard holding the cup, I accept it.
I don't think that's no.
Oh, because they'll go to Newcastle.
I don't think that's no win. I don't think that's no win at At Anfield.
Anfield. It's going to be very difficult.
Man City,
Because it's Anfield.
yeah.
Yeah, Liverpool just have a way, and the atmosphere has a way of
Intimidating
something else.
opposition.
I mean, the way they've rested Salah.
Wait, yeah, especially on European nights against Real Madrid.
no Real Madrid. Real Madrid is Real Madrid.
He's laughing.
You don't
But
take
are
your
the same
things.
person saying
Don't
you
take
win
your
Champions
don't
League.
take your momentum things to Real Madrid. They are Real Madrid.
Okay.
But you see, the problem with Liverpool is, like
Yeah.
you said, they're easily concede chances. And even against United when they won 7 in the first half, the first
United
half fell
had-
to
United.
Rashford and then Bruno Fernandes. But Arsenal should never think that they are going there to go and outrun or overrun Liverpool. They need to give them some respect. Otherwise, it can also be nasty for them.
All right. Thank you. Sicho,
drink.
thank
That
you
is
very much.
Anfield.
Thank you very much. This weekend, of course, Southampton against Man City is the other game. Chelsea go to Wolves. Brighton go to Spurs. Bournemouth go to Leicester. West Ham go to Fulham. Newcastle go to Brentford. And Nottingham, they are away at Aston Villa. Man United are at home to Everton. Kylian Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain are fighting. Big
I
fight.
really wanted a crack at that. when
Abeku is sacking us.
Abeku.
Abeg, why are you sacking us?
Today is already. Look, it's 43. I beg you. Look.
So the story is
Yeah.
background. Give
Yeah,
people.
give them
Okay. Kylian Mbappe is upset at Paris Saint-Germain because Paris Saint-Germain used a video of him in a promotional video marketing tickets for next season.
Yes.
Mbappe says he didn't give them permission to use his video. Why are they using his video
It's
to sell?
not Kylian.
Kylian is quite a spoiled brat.
More importantly,
Uh-huh.
I think, is that PSG have pulled the video down.
Hey,
More,
Yeah.
yes, that
They put it down.
but you are our
Within
player.
minutes after his Instagram
You see,
post, they put it down.
Okay,
the more
There-
important
Image
thing
right,
is that
image right.
yes, they have
Yes.
pulled the thing down. You see, and image rights and all that. But I'm thinking that the power they have invested in this boy,
In this boy,
It's
crazy.
coming back to bite them. Huh?
yeah, it will buy them. He is right in principle, on principle, whichever preposition is right.
yeah.
Image rights issues.
Yeah.
You tell me that you are using, and what I posted on Facebook, I saw that people were saying that but you work for the club, and so if you've granted an interview, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Image rights are different.
Yes, image rights work differently. The structure,
And he even mentioned it. It was specific.
he was specific.
Gary, the key thing is Kylian owns 100% of his image rights. In
Yes.
other places, when clubs do sign you
Yes.
on, they own a part of it or all of it.
Yes.
In Kylian's case,
at Chelsea.
and even in Kylian, we are talking about PSG, which is a peanut. He's done it to France.
Exactly.
His national team.
Yeah.
I was coming to that. That PSG at this moment, the club is bowing to the player.
Yeah.
Don't bow and see.
King Kylian.
You see, it's King Kylian.
Isn't it ironic that he says in his statement it's
That
not
is-
Kylian Saint-Germain?
But we all know it is Kylian Saint-Germain.
Like, how can it be Kylian Saint-Germain when Messi is there?
There.
Or Messi is not doing anything?
He's controlling the club every weekend.
Alright.
When the club pays him the money, that's the question everyone should be asking.
No, we don't care. The fact is that Messi is there, but nobody is talking about him.
All right.
So it's not
Okay,
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 it's not
you are going on a certain tangent.
So my final point.
Yeah, finish.
My final
Yeah, we
point.
need to go.
So what about the
Otherwise, Abeku
ultras?
will beat us.
What about the ultras? So the ultras, they are not seeing this one. The ultras.
They only see Messi.
Yes, they should, and I'm saying
And they've already booed Mbappe. He's still playing.
to give you an idea about Kylian, they should boo him and let's see something. If they like at the next league match, they should boo him and let's see something. Kylian.
Messi, you can.
I want to read a message before we go
Yeah, sure.
because there's money involved. It says, Fent, the new football strategy to win trophies is no longer a fearsome guard. The Blues have their own way that will confuse any other formidable opponent to finally surrender the trophies. Wait, trust me, Chelsea will be in the top 4 and they will win the Champions League.
Hi.
If this happens, I will momo 5,000 Ghana cedis to spoil the whole Joy Sports team. He says, great job, great team, great style of doing and presenting sport on Joy FM. This message is from Mark Toto.
At this point, we are all Chelsea fans.
At this point, look at that. Look at this. Look at that.
At this point, we are backing Chelsea to
because of 5,000. Nabila.
5,000 Ghana cedis.
Chelsea fans.
Right now, the funniest thing. Wait.
We are all backing Chelsea.
Blue is the color.
Football is the game. We are all together. Everything is the so cheers on in the sun. So Chelsea is
the because Nabila had 5,000, he's forgotten that he's Muslim. Then started said our father. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in. This has been another exciting episode of Game Plan on Joy 99.7 FM. It's on every Friday from 1:15 p.m. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. I'm always here with Sitsofe, Philip, Atsrim, Daniel Koranteng, Gary L. Smith, Muftawu, Nabila, Abdulai. This show streamed on Facebook as well as Twitter Spaces and YouTube, so you can catch up on all of the episodes if you missed it. Alternatively, we'll upload it onto SoundCloud, onto podcast platform, so you can catch up. We'll share it across our social media platforms. Joy Sports GH on Twitter. It's been a pleasure coming your way. Good Friday to all of you, and happy holidays. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.